Blesse mon cœur d'une langueur monotone. Je répète, blesse mon cœur d'une langueur monotone.
Hey everybody, Dutchsinse here, 6:16 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, June 16th, 2012. And we're looking at Earthquake 3D. I have the last 7 days of earthquakes turned on, 4.0 and greater internationally. And you can see a 6.1 occurred here in Philippines, just happened about 30 minutes ago. Luzon, Philippines, 21.9 miles deep, 6.1 magnitude, has been reviewed by seismologists, so it most likely will stay at that 6.1. Now you can see the movement. West Pacific really showing it from north of Japan at the Kuril Islands, extending south through Japan, a cluster of 4.0s, and then extending south to New Guinea, west to Sumatra, east all the way basically to New Zealand. Now the cluster here north of New Zealand we do have to watch. There were a series of 7.0s and 8.0 earthquakes almost that happened over the past few months, about 6 months ago in this region here. Now also further west you can see the movement going up just north of India in the Himalayas, extending through China, South Russia, going through the Middle East, and terminating at the Italian fracking operation where we saw the very large earthquake a few weeks ago that killed many people. Now in the U.S., look at the east side. There's basically one spot in the U.S. that's standing out right now. That's South California. 2 4.0s occurred over the past 7 days. The 4.0 in Los Angeles occurred at a fracking operation. Go ahead and look those coordinates up. On Google Earth, you'll see it. Okay, it's 1 mile away to the east. Now, also, further south, you can see the 4.0 movement. Nothing greater has happened over the last 7 days anywhere in this region, which leads me to believe when you see this movement here and this movement here, well, that means we're going to see additional movement on the east side of the Pacific, most likely in Central America. Now, I'm basing that on a few other things that are going on. This is the ionospheric map from the Australian agency. You can see here in Central America a huge buildup, okay? And it's going high into the 13 megahertz spectrum, which is very high for this map. And so we do need to watch. There is an ionospheric earthquake connection that's been acknowledged even by NASA that happened with the large Japan earthquake. Now, overall, when I look at this, I say, okay, there's a lot of earthquakes happening on the West Pacific, spilling over into Europe. That means we do need to watch Europe additionally. That would mean North Italy, going up to Poland, and further north, east of UK, all the way up to the Sea of Norway. Now, over the last 2 weeks, you can't see it here, but there was a 4.0 that occurred off the west coast of Ireland. That's kind of rare for the area, plus the storm activity that's going on there. I would just say watch out just in case. Anywhere east of England going up to Greenland, okay? And then when we look at the United States, we do need to watch west coast U.S. going south through Baja, Mexico, California region, and then going all the way south through Central America down here to the tip. This will be most likely right along the coast or right to the west of the coast, off to sea. Some kind of large earthquake might occur here in the next few weeks. Further north we go, most likely the lesser the earthquake threat there will be. So we do need to also watch Cascadia just in case, because it is on the Ring of Fire. There's been lack of movement there, but the large earthquake that I think would occur would be further south. Now, that could mean a 6.0 could occur further north, but most likely to the south. Now also, United States. Okay, last 7 days, you can see these earthquakes here in the central U.S., right here at the Colorado-New Mexico border. Go look these coordinates up. You will find a huge fracking operation at that location, or some kind of drilling, deep earth penetration operation. Also, the central Oklahoma earthquakes, same thing, and also down here in Texas, same thing. And also one of the 4.0s on the west coast, the one that occurred near Los Angeles. Let me just go ahead and show you. This earthquake here was also at a fracking location, the only one in the area 1 mile to the east, if you want to go look that up. Folks, have a plan, be prepared just in case. And we can go look at a few charts just to break in the chart action. Let's go look at Yellowstone really quick. Now the reason you check the charts is sometimes the charts show movement that the USGS doesn't record. For instance, yesterday, let me go ahead and show you what happened yesterday. USGS did not report an earthquake that was felt here in St. Louis. I felt it personally. It was shown on the chart, but for some reason, they did not put it on the map. Right here, you can see the movement. This is on the St. Louis University chart for the Siri node, and it basically shows an earthquake, and there's nothing reported by the USGS at all. So we do need to watch charts just to be safe, and so when we go look at Yellowstone, it shows a large amount of movement. That doesn't mean it's going to erupt. It's just a sign that there's pressure building on the North American Craton. The North American Craton extends from the Pacific Northwest down through Wyoming, right along where Yellowstone is, extending south through South Texas, and then going northeast back up to the northeast of the United States. It's a big U shape, and this is the edge of the North American plate. Now, along the edge is where we're seeing this earthquake activity. The weak points first, of course, are showing it. So we've got fracking operations, dormant volcanoes, fault lines, all showing this movement, and the movement is due to the pressure that's occurring to the west. Okay? So let's get back at the chart. Look at Yellowstone, see Upper Falls, for instance. Daily, we're seeing activity. This almost looks man-made, but I don't know what to make of it. It's just occurring for multiple hours, day in, day out, for the last several days. And when we come back and look at the other charts, clearly, earthquake activity. But yet, again, USGS showing nothing on their actual maps. So you have to come to the charts to look and see if there's actual earthquake activity. Now that's just Yellowstone. There's so many. We can't go through all of them, but let's just go ahead and look at the UK, for instance, just so you know it's not the United States. All right, we'll go to the BGS, British Geological Survey, and we'll go to their LMK station, and the way you do that is you just select it up here, and you scroll down to Market Rosin, look at the earthquakes for today, and look at this earthquake activity there. Right offshore, most likely, but you come back over, you see nothing reported by the USGS, and nothing's going to be reported by the European agency either. So we're kind of left in the dark. You have to go look at the charts yourself, figure out what's going on. Earthquake 3D helps a lot because it does show the reported earthquakes, and that lets you know areas to watch, areas that are clustering out, for instance. These 5.0s, 4.0s, all in the same spot. Or you come over here to Asia, look at Japan, 4.0s, all along the coast, letting you know the whole area is moving. Same thing with the United States. When you go look at Puerto Rico, for instance, you see the cluster of 3.0s. That lets me know that there most likely will be a 5.0 in that range in the near future, most likely the next few weeks. Now, that's not going to cause a huge amount of damage, but when you see the clustering of 3.0s, it basically says, watch out for a larger earthquake. And the same thing could be said for the North American plate, where the Craton movement's occurring, and off the west coast. Hope this helps, folks. Much love, and if you get any confirmation on the 6.1 that occurred, let me know.